Everything is getting bleached down. Everything. Guys, look at this. I have aphids in my grow room. Oh my gosh. This kale plant was starting to look really bad. And today when I went to the grow space, there are these black bugs all over it. These are aphids. I cannot believe I did not notice this sooner. Oh man, I gotta completely take care of the grow space now. If you are feeling scatterbrained in August and there is so much to do in the garden that you're avoiding, then this is the video for you. Hi, my name is Marsha. I'm the Black Thumb Gardener. I live in Ontario, Canada, USDA Zone 5B, and welcome to chaos in the garden. Today, I am just completely scatterbrained. There is so much going on right now that I've just been completely avoiding. I just don't feel like getting into the garden, and I don't know if you feel like that right now, but I don't feel like doing any of it. And right now I have several issues that I need to deal with. One, I picked up a whole bunch of clearance plants at Canadian Tire that need to be planted in the garden. I'm not going to do that today, but what I am going to do is harvest some of my summer veggies that need to be harvested. I have some tomatoes and cucumbers that need to come out of the garden before the squirrels and raccoons get to them. You know what I mean. And I also have some alliums that need to be harvested. I need to start clearing out my Vago garden bed because I need to put in my fall garden there, and there's a lot of stuff that still needs to be cleared out. So I have some alliums that are ready to be harvested. And I also have a major issue in my grow space. I found aphids today, guys, and the aphids completely tore up my kale, and I noticed that it was starting to eat some of my other brassicas, and I ain't having that. So I need to take the kale out from the grow space. I need to start hardening them off. I need to deal with the aphid issue in my grow space and potentially on those plants, and I need to fertilize them today. So my priorities are kind of all over the place today. Really, the priority should be the aphid issue in the grow room. I can't believe I have aphids in the grow room. I knew bringing that garlic down into the grow room with my plants was a big problem. And here we are, I have aphids. So that's very frustrating, but anyways, that's how August goes in the garden. Always problems, disease, stress, pests, everything you can think of, the August garden. So anyways, I'm going to make a list because my brain is just so many things to do. I still have to fertilize outside in the garden. I still have to do some watering. I have some seeds out here I need to water. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna make a list. You're gonna help me complete that list today, and then we'll see what else needs to get done another day. Okay, now that we have a list in place, I'm feeling a little bit better, just a little bit. So we're gonna go harvest those summer veggies first and then move on to the allium. Okay, for my summer veggies, I have some cucumbers that need to be harvested. This is the homemade pickle, so it's gotten too big for pickling, but I'm still gonna harvest this anyways today. And then we're going to harvest some of the tomatoes that I have. So I have this tomato here that's ready. This is the Posano tomato by West Coast Seeds. And I do have some other plum tomatoes that are starting to come in. You'll see there's some here that are starting to ripen. Some over here. This is Sunrise Sauce. Some over there, and then some over in that tomato patch. So we're gonna see what's ready to be harvested from that. And then for the onions, or the alliums, I do have some alliums that have started to flop over. And when your onions start to flop over, that's how you know it's ready to be harvested. There are a lot here that have not flopped over yet. So for example, This one here is not ready to be harvested, but I do have a lot over here that is definitely ready to be harvested, and a lot of these are shallots, and then I do have some leeks in between. So we're gonna do that first. Okay, I'm gonna put my harvest basket down here, and then we're gonna go grab what we need. This one here was bitten already, and I noticed that from before, so I'm gonna get rid of this one. So I only harvested one cucumber, and there's another one in here that should be ready soon. You can see there, it's right there, but I'm gonna let it grow some more. And there's a lot of flowers on this plant. Just, it's taking a while for it to develop some cucumbers. So I'm gonna leave this alone and just take what I harvested, which is here, this one. And I'm gonna dump that in my basket and put this one in compost. Here I noticed there are a few beans that I need to grab. Okay, I was not expecting to do a bean harvest, but here we go. Some beans. A shallot. Look at that. I'm very impressed with these shallots. These are Zabroon. I have to look at the name. Shallots from West Coast Seeds, but they're looking great. After this, I think we have just a few more onions to grab, and then we'll be done. Okay, I have ones in the green stalk down here that I need to grab. They're small, but that's okay. I'll still use them. These are calibra onions. And in the spaces I've already pulled, I just put in some beans. So I'm gonna do that for the rest of them. And then over here, I do have some more. So I have this one that needs to be harvested. I don't know what variety this is. Oh. Okay. And I'm also gonna grab this one. This onion split, so there's 2 in 1. I'm gonna pick this one up. It's a bit difficult. Yeah, this one I'm gonna have to use. It's not good for storage, but there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna take these all together. I think that's all I have to harvest today. here and dump this in my pile. There we go. I'm just gonna go around the garden and do a quick look-see to see if there's anything else that needs to be harvested from my onion stash. I do have onions here with my squash plants. I don't think any of these are ready, and I do have some onions over here with my tomatoes. I don't think any, oh, I think there's one that's ready. This one, it's small, but I'll grab this one too. Okay, I think that's it for onions. Okay, so this is my harvest. I have onions, a cucumber, some beans that we harvested, tomatoes, and some leeks and shallots. Okay, now it's time to water some of my seedlings. I have some Gumfrina in here that's not doing so well. Some of them have died already, but I added some more seeds, so they've already come up. And then here I have some sunflowers. I started them indoors, and as soon as they start sprouting about this level, then I bring them outside immediately because I don't want to keep them indoors. And then here I have some verbena that I started. I don't know what I started here. And then over here is some alyssum, but you can see the cells are dry, so that's not a good sign. And I also started some verbena over here. I do need to take some of these seeds and move it into other parts of the garden, but this is what I mean. I do start some summer flowers, and hopefully in the next month they'll start to bloom. Okay, so it's time to water some of the seedlings that I have, the carrots, the ones that I just showed you, and also some beans that I also started. I don't know if you saw my video just now on my potato harvest fail. I replanted that container with beans. These are storing beans or dry beans. I planted them there, and they've already started to germinate. So that doesn't have drip going directly to it, so I'm going to water that one as well. I'm sweating. Okay, next we're gonna go into the garage and grab a table, and we're going to set up the table in my front porch because that's usually where I start to harden off my seedlings. But since I need to take care of the aphid issue, I'm gonna bring them to the front. I'm gonna spray them down to get rid of the aphids just in case there are any that are lingering. And then I'm gonna fertilize them outside, and then I might just bring them into this front room area to stay for the day until I bring them outside in the evening. We're gonna need this table. Okay, I have them outside on the table. I am just going to be spraying them all down. And if you're asking me what I'm spraying, this is just some soap and water. You don't need harsh chemicals to get rid of aphids. If you spray them down, they should be gone, but I'm going to be using some soap water, and then I'm going to monitor them very, very carefully. Okay, they've all been sprayed down. I put a mesh cover on this because I don't trust the cabbage moth butterfly. I'm gonna leave this out here for about an hour. Then I'm gonna bring it inside and fertilize it. And in the meantime, I'm gonna check on the other seedlings. All right, I'm down in the grow room. This is where the container that we just put outside that had the aphid issue. I do have seedlings down here that need to be fertilized and watered. And I do have seedlings up there. Now, I'm not sure if they're just going for brassicas, because I have brassicas down here and I have brassicas up there as well. So I'm gonna pull this one and take a look at this one further. Oh, and you probably haven't seen my seedlings for a while. So the sugar snap peas have grown quite substantially, and I need to either pot them up or put them outside. And I think I'm going to just start putting them outside. I'm going to fertilize these today. Some of them have dried on the bottom leaves, but I think that will be fine. I'm also going to start some seeds outdoors. These grew so quickly. I'm amazed, just amazed. So I'm going to be planting this into the garden within the next week, and we're going to take a quick look at everything else. Everything else looks okay so far. Yeah, like I do these Asian greens, I just need to remove these leaves. I have been fertilizing, so I'm not sure what's going on here. Maybe it's a watering issue. Everything else looks good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fertilize this tray, and I'm going to also bring this upstairs because we're going to be putting this one outside tonight. So to fertilize these seedlings indoors, I'm using this Espoma organic indoor houseplant food. You can use these for seedlings. I think the NPK score is 222, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't say it on here, but this is what I use to fertilize seedlings indoors. And then when they go outside, I'll show you later on what I use to fertilize. Okay, I watered this tray a couple of days ago, so it doesn't need a ton of water, but I think this is a good time to fertilize because I just watered this a few days ago, so it's not going straight from dry soil into fertilizer. So what I do is I just take them one at a time. Now, if I had the other tray like this, I can dump the water in. This is a bootstrap farmer tray. I can just dump the water in here and lift the entire tray up and dump it in there. But you know, I like to do things difficult here on this channel. So we're gonna put them in one at a time. These plants have grown so much, the roots are out of the bottom already. This is being watered, and while I was putting the cells in, I was just checking them to see if I had any aphid issues, and this tray looks completely clear. So maybe it's just the one I brought outside, but I'm still going to be cautious and spray this one down after it's watered. And then up here, today I watered these. I didn't notice an aphid issue here. Let me bring this down. Okay, so these were seeds that I started a little bit later, and I have some green onion, beets, Brussels sprouts. This is some cosmos, some cilantro, and dill. And my dill outside has gone to seed, so I figured I'd start some more dill plants because they do like the cold. Now, I did not see an issue this morning with these guys. When I'm done with those, I'm going to stick these in the fertilizer just for a little bit. They don't really need to be fertilized right now. I don't think they do, but I'm just going to check this leaf real quick. I'm going to spray this one too. It doesn't look like there's aphids on there, but now that I see that I had the issue, I'm just going to spray everything. And I do have sticky traps. I should say I do have sticky traps because I did notice some fungus gnats, but maybe my sticky traps were capturing more than I thought. See, it did capture some things there. So I don't know what's going on, but all of these are coming out of the grow room today. They're going upstairs to my holding zone to harden off. And then these guys, I really need to take them out now. I think they're done. The stalks are hard, they're dry. And I need to put the onions down here so that they can be cured as well. And this is the perfect space for onions because I do have a fan that's blowing, and I'll be able to hang them upside down like I do the garlic. And then once I'm done curing all my onions and garlic, then I can completely scrub this grow space, clean all of my trays, even ones that I've already cleaned. Everything is getting bleached down. everything because I just don't want to have that happen during my peak growing season in 2026. I feel a lot better. I have fertilized everything. These are looking better. I sprayed them twice with the soap water solution and they are looking a lot better. They were starting to droop a little bit, so that's why I wanted to bring them inside because it's really hot. And these guys are looking really good. This has also been fertilized. I didn't fertilize these guys. They're still a bit young and I'll probably fertilize them in the next week, but all of them will be going outside tonight. So stay tuned for that. And one thing I did want to show you over here, my tomato harvest and my cucumbers. We harvested this one today, but I didn't see it until now. This is why I like to harvest early, because something tried to eat this, I don't know when. So this is why I try to pick things as early as possible, and then I'll bring them indoors and then they'll continue to ripen over time. I won't eat this, and I know some people will still eat this, just cut off the bad parts. I don't know what went at this, and I don't know what is happening with whichever animal that is eating this. So I will throw this away and I will keep whatever is here. So I'm gonna go harvest more of the tomatoes that were partly ripe in the garden because something is clearly out there attacking them, and I'll bring them in and add them to the stash. Hey guys, it's after 8 p.m. on the same day and we are outside now, and here are the seedlings. They're hardening off. So this is going to stay here until 9 p.m. They've been here since about 7. So they'll spend 2 hours here on the front porch, and then I'll bring them inside, and then I'll do the same routine tomorrow at 7 p.m. until 9, and then the day after that they'll be out in the morning and in the evening. I have a mesh on them because the cabbage moth is out there on the hunt, and these are mainly brassicas. So here we go. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.